Hello, and welcome to another edition of Facebook Live with the Tarrant Small Business Development Center. Today, we have some great news for those of you who have not been able to apply for your PPP loan. What we are announcing today is that late last week, the officials, the leadership of our country decided to extend the PPP loan application period. It was originally due to close on tomorrow, March the 31st. It has now been extended to May 31st of 2021. Let me share with you some of the details around the PPP program for those of you who are still unsure as to if it is a program that will be beneficial to you. First of all, I'm going to tell you there's $7.25 billion for this program. Secondly, it's being expanded to include nonprofits as well as digital news services. Next, I want you to know that it's designed to provide a direct incentive for small businesses to keep your employees on your payroll. The first draw PPP loan, and you'll hear me reference first draw, second draw. The first draw PPP loan goes back to the original loan that was initiated in March of 2020. It is still available. So if you never applied, you can apply for the first loan. When we talk about the second loan, the only way you can apply for the second loan is that you've already applied for the first loan. But we'll talk about that in just a minute. The first draw PPP loan, it can be used to help you with payroll costs, including benefits. It can also be used to help pay your mortgage, your interest, your rent, your utilities, worker protection program costs, any of those charges associated with COVID-19. The best part about the program is that if you follow the guidelines that they've set up and you utilize at least 60% of these funds for your payroll and the other 40% for the allowable expenses here, you can get this entire loan forgiven, therefore turning what is a loan into a grant. But if you're not going to be able to qualify to get it turned from a loan into a grant in order to, in essence, getting it forgiven, then know that this is a loan that has a 1% interest rate. If you were able to receive a loan before June 5th of 2020, it has a 2-year maturity date. However, if you're applying now for your first loan, it would have a 1% interest rate and a maturity of 5 years. In most worlds, that would be seen, and including this world, that would be seen as a pretty low interest rate and a pretty cheap money to help sustain your business. Loan payments can be deferred for borrowers who apply for the loan forgiveness program. So if you do the things that would make your business eligible and you apply with proof that you are eligible for the forgiveness, your loan payments will be deferred until the determination has been made that yes, you are forgiven. Finally, there's no collateral or personal guarantees required. And a very, very, very important feature of this program that you need to understand is that neither the government nor anyone, any lender, be it a bank or a credit union or a micro lender, no one should be charging you for the processing your applications. So again, more reasons as to why you should at least look into it. One of the things I've often said is you let someone else tell you no and don't tell yourself no. And what that means is that if you never apply, you're telling yourself no. But if you apply, then you allow others to see if you're qualified, and if you're qualified, for what amount you're qualified, and what else they can determine about it. Okay, so who qualifies? If you're a sole proprietor, if you are an independent contractor, If you are self-employed, then you qualify, even to the point where you may be in a for-profit business or a non-profit business. You can even be a veteran organization or maybe even a tribal business. All businesses qualify, providing you meet the rest of the criteria. And again, this is a small business entity product. So in order for you to do that, you must meet the criteria that is set up to identify small businesses. Number one, do you have fewer than 500 people on your payroll? Number two, according to the NAICS code, are you qualified as a small business? So now let's talk about the largest amount that you can get. The way this loan is calculated is it's going to take the average payroll month. So whatever your average payroll is for the month throughout the year, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that because that may not have been very clear. Whatever your average monthly payroll is between 2019 or 2020, whatever that average monthly payroll is, you can get that average monthly payroll times 2.5. So you can get 2.5 months of payroll, up to $2 million. Okay. The second one is if you're in the hospitality industry, and this is as it relates to, specifically as it relates to the second draw. If you're in the hospitality industry or you're in a NAICS code 72, which means that you're in a restaurant or a hotel or other hospitality-like businesses, you can get up to 3.5 months worth of payroll with a maximum ceiling of $2 million. Okay. Now, some of you, and hopefully most of you, have already applied for your first draw, received your first draw, and have already received forgiveness for your first draw. If you are, you're eligible for a second draw. However, in order to be completely eligible for the second draw, there are 3 conditions that must be met. First, the first draw PPP must be fully cured, if you will. And what that means is that you either paid the money back, you gave the money back, or the loan was completely forgiven. So that's one of the 3. The second criteria is you can't have more than 300 employees. So they reduce the size of the pool that's eligible. And the third one, which is extremely important, is that you must look at from one period in 2019 to that same period in 2020. And if there's more than 25% reduction in revenue or costs, then you're eligible. If you had a great year in 2020 and you did not demonstrate at least a 25% reduction in your gross receipts, then you're not eligible. But look at first quarter, look at second quarter, look at the third quarter, look at the fourth quarter, and see if any one of those had a 25% difference between the first quarter in 2019 and the first quarter in 2020, or the second quarter in 2019 and the second quarter in 2020, or the third quarter in 2019, or the third quarter in 2020, etc. Finally, you need to know that loan forgiveness, loan forgiveness is available for both PPP 1 and 2. That's the problem with being live, is that you get the good and the bad. And so my apologies for that. So let me tell you, if you have any additional questions, let me encourage you to call us. You can reach us at 817-515-2600. We are the Tarrant Small Business Development Center. We are in place to help you, the small businesses, understand and navigate your way through the COVID-19 and other business-related issues. Our services are at no charge to you, and we encourage you to reach out to us because this is what we do all day, every day. We are small business ambassadors. We're small business champions, and we work for you. You can also reach us at tarrantsbdc.org. If you want to apply for an appointment where any of our advisors are able to sit there with you and go through your financials and help you do the comparisons of one period to another, we're more than happy to do that. Help you fill out an application, we're more than happy to help you do that. Or answer particular questions, we're more than happy to help you do that. That's what we do. We're your champions, we're your ambassadors. Again, my name is Rodney Johnson. I get the pleasure of serving as the director for the Tarrant Small Business Development Center. And if you would, allow us to help you. Have a great day, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.